What do you guys think about that?
You're the XO in charge, sir.
Are you suggesting we steal some from the locals?
That would have to be the alternative, but if I can make this work and maybe have it not broadcast too much information back, maybe we could get a little bit of news update that way. Uh, so let's check it out. Uh, can I connect my consigliere unit in invisibility mode to the network? Any local network at all?
Uh,
I'm not trying to do Uber hacking, I'm trying to do normal citizen getting their news stuff.
uh,
It's highly possible this just doesn't work.
Basically, you would have to send an ID and you would have to fake it if you want to be anonymous. And because you're highly unfamiliar with stuff around here, you could roll at one disadvantage.
Right. So that doesn't sound right. So given that, like, as I start poking my phone, it's like, give ID to connect to network. It's like, you know what? I get the feeling that I really wish I had a hacker right now, and that they didn't go AWOL on me. So I'm gonna just shove that back in my pocket for the time being. I'll look over to Cobra and go, if you can quietly acquire a data pad, that would be good.
What collateral damage would be acceptable?
Being seen would be unacceptable.
Very well.
So I would prefer a mission failure over getting caught.
Well then, I assume this area has alleyways between structures like buildings.
Yes.
All I can really think to do is stage an ambush while wearing the stealth hard suit, then using act unseen and unheard, snag a passersby, knock them out, or kill them if I must, and then take
You could
theirs.
just try pickpocketing.
What trigger would cover pickpocketing, though?
I would assume act unseen and unheard, honestly.
That would be. I thought that would be more like get a hold of.
Yeah, I mean, I
Get a
think
hold of is like very social, I thought.
yeah, getting hold of is never subtle, if I remember right, and you want to be subtle, so act unseen is probably even better.
All right, so I've got act unseen and unheard at +4, so with that in the stealth hard suit, I should be able to snag something off of somebody as they pass by.
Yeah, you please roll with 1 accuracy for your hard suit, for your stealthy. So
I don't think that rolled the advantage.
okay, then roll the advantage on top. Yeah, nice. Okay, so you manage to somebody brings his garbage out, and you manage to snatch the data pad from a housewife.
All right. Well, then we'll take that over to Zero and give that to him on the sly.
So yeah, Zero, you are greeted by a starting page of what you would call social media, contacts from friends and families and school and mostly stuff like that.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the local news.
Yeah.
So I guess this will be a process of just kind of reading through it and just trying to get a read on the situation.
Yeah. I mean, for just reading the local news, I don't require a role. If you do some deeper research or more targeted question, then we can start rolling. Yeah.
Okay, see if we get there.
Local news, you get some event about an upcoming mass, like a religious mass on the weekend, on the upcoming Sunday, and some preacher of the Holy Santelos will be there, and you get from the undertone that it's not exactly required, but pretty much expected to show up there, and
Socially acceptable.
no, it's socially unacceptable to not show up.
Right.
So it's and you also catch that Santelos is another city named by their holy figure. So named after their holy figure, Santelos. And all these people here wait for another coming or something like that. And they are this city here called simply Newport is occupied by Santelos, and for over 40 years already. So there is also an upcoming parade in some weeks that celebrates the victory.
So this holy order is in control, but I thought these people we heard earlier were saying that a military AI was in control.
No, they.
No one ever said that.
The Baker said your people don't allow us to vote, or you people. So.
Right. That's where I assumed that the military held control. So I guess the military is part of this holy order as well, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this flag they have on their shoulder, it's the flag of the city, is Santelos.
And as far as their disposition goes, how can I get a feel for how this society might react to, by the way, there are other competing cities on the planet now?
Oh, it's
Do they actually mention them? I wonder if they actually already know themselves.
You get a feel that this is kind of state or church controlled media, so you won't get a real feel for the people by this media. It's more like propaganda outlet.
Right, that's understandable. But I guess at this phase, I can rule out King Watcher controlling this settlement, or at least that's the feel I can get. Correct?
You can what?
King Watcher doesn't control this settlement.
Or
at least on the surface, it does not appear that way.
No, it doesn't appear that way.
And the society doesn't even seem to have a colonial AI of any type assisting it in any way, does it?
Oh, not this city anyway.
Not this city. All right. So far, after we read the news and share a bit, this new information seems interesting, but isn't immediately relevant to our present goals. It will be an issue later. However, I'm not certain that they're associated with our goal, with King Watcher. It's possible they might have information to trade, that maybe we could get more information if he happened to have something active on this continent. But given the fact that he's producing stuff over on our continent, and these people seem to be using outdated equipment, I don't think that he's interfered with them very much at all. Or in fact, might be on this side of the lake. What do you guys think about the situation? Is there something more that we should try to find out while we're here?
Sir, no, sir.
Sir, no, sir.
Then it seems that we have our first little bit of intel. I will go ahead and just try to save any copies of what I've seen onto my own device for the time being. Basically, just save a whole bunch of their propaganda web stories at this point. And we can go ahead and leave their device behind and return with that as intel. So that's going to be our goal for now. We will walk out of the city, pretend nothing is untoward. We should be free to leave, rendezvous with our plane, and return.
Before you leave the city, because I got you that you leave the data pad basically on the bench.
Yes.
Yes.
So, anything specific you want to copy?
Like I said, probably some of this guy's social media life and plenty of their propaganda and local news stories. Basically, public information only.
Yeah. You also gather that Santelos is part of something called the bicameral. But
So they're part of a larger organization. Very interesting. All right.
and yeah, and yeah, you what you also gathered it's basically governed by the Church of Santelos.
Mm-hmm.
And so and confusingly enough, it's founded by Santelos and at the moment also governed by Santelos. But you're not sure if it's the same one.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, we can find that out later, I think. But we do have plenty of keywords and proper nouns to keep our ears open for, if they happen to intersect. While it is still possible, maybe we could get some ship information if they happen to know where anything's crashed. I don't want to poke this beehive right now, I think. So, yeah, like I said, we are exfiltrating to the plane.
As you're walking back, most or a lot more people stop their work and walk into the city, and so you're a little bit outstanding, and people give you second glances, but nobody cares to actually stop you and ask you what you're doing walking out at this time.
Guys, I just got off. Can I go home, please? You don't have to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, was that event happening today? I thought when you said Sunday, it might have been like later in the week or something. Oh, or is everyone just like entering the town for basically the evening?
Yeah, they're entering for basically the evening.
Okay. So we're not doing the social faux pas we need to
No,
be aware of.
but
Okay.
but you're doing the stuff like everybody walks home and you're walking where the work is. So what?
Well, that's why I just said what I said.
Yeah.
Very loudly.
Yeah. But at least that's a tolerable level of social awkwardness. We should still be able to just walk away from the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but if we have to come back, that's why I want to play it off.
Nobody cares to stop you and you can proceed to your plane, but by the time you reach your plane, it's dark.
Right. So we got the cover of darkness. We could try to begin our flight back. And if we need to, I can take a nap, take over the controls, and fly the rest of the way if Cobra needs to rest.
Preferably not all at the same time.
No, we gotta do it. We gotta shuffle.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take over the nap. I'm gonna take over the nap. I'm gonna take over the plane and the nap.
Here, I'm gonna sit in the pilot seat and nap while the plane's in the air.
At worst case, autopilot will take over. I guess extra worst case, Kingmaker will take over while the autopilot takes over.
Plane disengages an immediate nosedive.
Okay, so
I put my clothes back on.
so you have no GPS on this planet. You could instruct the autopilot to have a level flight if you want to do that.
That seems like a good idea. Once we basically take away from shore, we should be cleared to do that.
Well, then there's landmarks. We can just fly by a landmark.
Oh, yeah.
No, the point was us taking a rest.
Yeah, flying at night by landmarks is still very hard. You have to fly mostly by instruments.
Yeah, and once we get out of range of the city, we don't necessarily have to fly low altitude and skim the trees and such anyway.
Hard to fly at night in KSP.
Yeah. So we should be clear, I think.
What's KSP?
Kerbal Space Program.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know that one.
I've never heard anyone abbreviate it before.
Good, I just thought it was German thing not knowing this. But...
No, that's what I said. I've never heard anyone abbreviate it before.
Yeah. Okay, then basically you fly through most of the night. Give me a roll, how well you manage. Yeah, I mean, no, don't give me a roll. Even if you don't manage, you land a little bit off, but...
Natural one, you crash in the wilderness.
We turn back around and it's 5-minute detour. Oh, oops.
We've circumnavigated the planet. We're back where we started. That was a long flight.
So, yeah. It was a short scouting mission. So...
Right. We didn't alert the natives. We didn't shake an increasing beehive, it seems. We got a little bit of information, and we can at least say that this doesn't have anything to do with King Watchers, so we can feel safe to put it out of mind for the moment and worry back about the robot apocalypse. Alright, so when we get back, I'll go ahead and file a report, make sure Colonial kind of keeps up to what's happening with that huge city over there. I will give them full information on this, because this is something they already were aware of, and is now something threatening their claim. So, I hope they have fun with that.
I will also actually write my own after-action report and then file that to 0.
I'll read it, and there's just 12 pages about the poor knight. It's I should have gotten some. I feel real bad now.
Okay. Yeah. The CRT team thanks you, and they file it right into the rest of their report.
Alright. So then I guess we're back to our regular duties for the time being, and the colony now has a plane we forced them to print.
Oh. Sorry? Oh, yeah. Wait. No.
It's like the sports car we were joking about before on the map.
Yeah, if you're when you're filing in the report, Eddie gives you a look like, did you put everything into the report?
Well, I left out a few pages from my officer about the poor night he was served. but I think they'll suffice to do without it.
Please put him in.
Very well. And so there goes 12 pages of food critique. I'm sorry I'm just putting this on you, Beta, but I like to assume that it happened.
Actually, I think my report would be very clinical. An interpretation of the attitudes of the people based on the information given.
Mm-hmm.
Service industry. Layout of the streets. Average disposition of the people that you don't talk to. Observed architecture and dates of clothing styles worn. What it seems like they farm and the large amount of farming land given to the size of the population, projections. Very clinical report, not just about a drink. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Well, even therein, the fact that they're not connected to anything, you can also interpret the resources available to them by the stuff that they produce. Like, I see these sort of items require these things to make, which means that they must have mines available, they must have these sorts of farms and this sort of production facilities available. This will be an extremely long report based on the observations that I've seen.
Awesome.
One might assume, by the way I'm describing it, it might even be longer than Zero's report. Zero might just switch the names.
Report by Showbiz. No, report by Zero. No one will notice the red line I struck through the name.
Peer-reviewed by Showbiz.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, seriously though, it takes like a lot of shit from like around the world to make one of our modern devices. And these people are 500 years reversed and isolated, so that means a lot of stuff.
Yeah, okay, if you're making all these observations, give me a roll how well you made all your deductions.
Sure. I was talking with my mouth full. Now, I would like to use show off, because I'm going to show off how good I am at writing reports. Damn it! Not good at rolling dice. That's another +6 skill, by the way. That's 2 +6 skills I've gotten under 10 on.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, you made.
But seriously, though, I do think it is a show-off skill, because I'm trying to show off to my new commanding officer how good I am by writing, apparently, 500 pages of gibberish.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zero is just like astounded. It's like, wow, he actually wrote something. Lester didn't write anything. In fact, actively avoided telling me things. Wow, I'm actually incredibly impressed. I could start to like this guy.
Not like that asshole Pyro who gave me survivor's guilt twice.
That's okay. I can deal with that internally.
Okay, yeah. Basically, I'm now waiting on describing what you do. If you can wait out for more events to happen, you still got a brewing refugee crisis on your hand. Subalterns somewhere on the continent gathering.
Well, we do have a plane now. And
Yeah.
we could do a scouting mission if someone actually has the spot skill.
I can show off how good I am at spotting.
I do
Actually,
not have
Showbiz,
it.
do you have spotting?
I mean, I can show off how good I am at it.
Cobra is...
I've really thought about my skill selection, man. You'll figure out how good I am at things by me showing off of them.
I don't have it. Sorry.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah, it looks like it falls to me then.
Yeah, I'm fine giving you that duty anyway. If none of us are good at it, any of us may as well do it.
Here's the
And
trick.
Cobra already has his own duty dealing with the refugees.
Here's the trick to show off skill. All I have to do is preface it, right? Let me show you why they called me Eagle Eye back in the Scouts. Nope. Now I'm showing off.
Yeah, so basically you will look good while doing it, but how good you are?
I mean, it's been shown how many times I've rolled a d6 and gotten a 1. Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. I am charming though. Just not the 20-year-olds.
Yeah, so yeah. Do you want to fly around with your plane? What do you do?
I mean, that's on 0.
Wait.
Oh, I was waiting for you to do your scouting roll.
Yeah.
It's the same roll.
So
my charm and my show off are both +6, so that's the same roll. Just I didn't have the right word on front of it.
So you will fly around and look for stuff. Did I get it right?
Yeah, sorry, every time you ask me a question, I have a mouthful of chips. I haven't eaten yet.
But I'm asking the whole...
Right, I understand that, but 0 is in charge, so...
Yes, that's the intention, to look for things.
Okay, how high do you fly?
Like an eagle.
Sorry, coughing there. Was that a question?
How high do you want to fly by scouting?
Not at all. I find that when you're high and flying, not a good combo.
I think probably mid-altitude. We want to be able to see things that could have been crash landings. But it's been a while, so maybe they've been covered up by foliage.
I got it covered. I got this covered. Below the clouds, but above the ground.
Okay, please be specific in meters or kilometers.
7,500 kilometers?
What a good flying altitude is, actually. Huh.
I mean,
3.
So yeah, it depends on basically if you fly too low, you don't get a good overview, but you're better at spotting small stuff that's close. If you're flying somewhat higher, you have a better overview. But yeah, you also have to account for armed enemy forces which might have weapons that can shoot in the air, and so if you fly very high, you might be out of reach.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Right.
You got the benefit of hindsight in that I've already rolled my spot check.
So
I got a 25, so I'm fairly certain we can fly pretty high.
Okay. Well, ultimately, I don't want you being shot down, so my order is going to be outside of potential weapons range.
Yeah, but what do you consider potential weapons range? Do you consider carried
the range? Potentially.
Huh?
Potentially the range that weapons will hit you. Is I think the answer to that.
Yeah, but
as the Lancer, I would conceivably have some idea about missiles hitting aerial targets, especially after that last time that I didn't.
I mean, also conceivably the rules give you a roof to how high weapons can fire. So
yeah, but so basically, if they carry a rifle, it would be a kilometer or 2. But so for high-powered rifles, if they carry small missiles, it might be 5 or 6 kilometers. But if they have something like stationary missiles, it could be for very big missiles, even orbital. But yeah, that would be big. More on the standard missiles would maybe reach 15,000 kilometers. And then you're above the limit of your altitude of your plane anyway.
31,000 kilometers.
The question of how many missiles do we think they have? So, Showbiz, I'll let you decide how many missiles you want to deal with.
I mean, I'll deal with all of them.
All right, so I guess you're gonna go 1 or 2 kilometers then.
Commercial aircraft apparently fly about 31,000 feet, which is only a little under 9 kilometers.
Right,
No,
but that's not
yeah.
scouting range is the main...
No, I understand. I'm just saying that's average airplane height. If you look into the sky and you see a plane going overhead, it's probably near 10 kilometers up. I'm just trying to give you judgment. You're the man in charge.
Like I said, I'm letting you put your safety into your hands on this mission, but I would prefer you to stay safe.
10 kilometers it is. If I can look up and see a plane at 10 kilometers, that means I probably can look down and see a person at 10 kilometers.
I'll probably see a spaceship, is what we're hoping for.
What? Oh, okay.
A spaceship.
No. I understand what you're saying now. I was thinking I'm going to look up and see a spaceship. I was thinking in the wrong direction.
Suddenly we have new problems we didn't even realize.
Okay, so... yeah, I guess you will spend several days or even weeks scouting the whole area. Or do you want to finish after the first... You find no spaceship in the vicinity. You see in the woods more subalterns approaching Evergreen. And also something that looks like refugees, more refugees approaching Evergreen too.
Hive Home is that other place? The underground people? With the bug suits?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. And they're not far away at all.
Yeah, they hit underground.
No, I got that by the Hive Home name. I just thought they were further away as well.
No.
So while he's scouting and bringing that information back over the next few days or weeks, right? I might try talking more to our Hive Home friends and see if they are willing to help relieve some of this refugee crisis for us. If they can help shelter these people for a short period of time, we'd be very grateful.
So you basically want allowance to move them into Hive Home?
Right. Assuming they have space and such, that would probably be the discussion and negotiations going on. Do they even have space? Are they willing to allow it at all? Etc. Etc.
It's not planned in the book. Damn it.
Yeah, I know. It's at this point where you have to go, what's their disposition? This is a city of millions. Maybe they have free space somewhere. And
No,
yeah, you gotta just make a judgment.
And they pretty sure got free space, but I'm thinking how open they would be for that and what they would want in return. But yeah, please phrase your request in game. So.
Okay. He will get on the radio and leave a message to be sent to their command. I'm looking for assistance in the current refugee crisis. We have a number of non-citizens who are looking for safety due to the current crisis, where the subalterns are moving in on their land. They'll need a place to stay for the time being, and the safest place would be on this side of the river with an active force that can protect them. We would be very grateful if you could assist us in this matter.
Yeah, then you get back that they won't send out rangers at this time to protect Evergreen.
That's fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say they won't or they would?
No, they won't send out rangers to protect Evergreen.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't expect that they would do that kind of action anyway. But the question would be if they would accept an influx of people.
Yeah. Then you get back a defined non-citizen.
They were brought here by the colony, but Evergreen, or rather the current governance of Evergreen, does not consider them citizens and is not immediately open to providing them safety.
So yeah, then you get back a short message, and we have to discuss this. And then you have to wait several days. And Cobra, you want to do something in the meantime?
Can't really think of what I could be doing. This wouldn't be downtime, would it? This is more job related.
Yeah, I mean, your downtime can be job related. Right now, we are a little bit in pseudo downtime. And I'm thinking into moving it into downtime because, yeah, right now we're in the scope of days and weeks.
Well, then I guess we could call it training, to give it a game mechanics name, but he would be helping the refugees erect defenses around their little shanty town outside of Evergreen.
Yeah, but the militia has the order from patients to destroy any defenses erected around it because it sees the security threat.
Well then, don't want to do this, but I would think he might have to defer to Zero to see what he might want done.
Well, we have active scouting, and I'm looking to find a more permanent solution to the problem for the time being. What do you think that you can do to... How can we keep the refugees safe without erecting defenses there? I suppose you could always set up more patrols yourself and keep the militia moving.
Right, get them ranging out to do their own scouting so they can have an early warning system in case the subalterns do come close. They can at least mobilize and scatter before they get there within visual range.
Right. The sooner we know they're coming, the more people we can protect.
All right. So would that be a survive roll?
Yeah, I mean, most of the civilians or refugees are kind of reluctant in scouting because then they would be first to shot. But you could help with the tree cutting effort because then, yeah, you get more visual range when they approach the city.
That works.
Okay, yeah, do a scouting roll. Scouting, survival.
Why'd that roll 3 times? I pressed the button exactly once.
Oh,
but I guess
magic.
the first one counts.
Okay, the first one counts. So, yeah, you managed to... basically, the cutting was mostly done so far by the Evergreen people, and you convinced quite a lot of the refugees to help. And yeah, you convinced them that it's also in their best interest to cut back the trees. And so you speed up the effort and get a longer visual. I may take notes. Give me a second. Yeah, after a few days, you get back 0. You get back some questions. These non-citizens, are they armed? Are they trained? And would they be willing to become citizens of Hive Home?
To A and B, I believe the answer is no. They are primarily farmers. They may have some personal weapons for wild animals, but I don't think that they have anything more extensive than that available. As for question C, I think it's very possible that they would accept the offer if given it. However, they may also wish to return to their farm homes once the danger is gone. I could very well present them the offer and help bring any who are willing to accept.
So yeah, you get back the answer that only people who fully accept Hive Home as and its ruling body as the government may come.
I understand.
And then you can give me a roll how much refugees you can persuade that it's a really great idea to become a refugee of a citizen of Hive Home instead of.
All right, well, I can lead and inspire them. The Evergreen government has abandoned them. There's but one choice, one society that is willing to take you in and protect you. I've done my best. I cannot keep my hand on this issue forever. I am but one man, and my friends are but two more. So please, I beg you to consider. 13. It was so good. I tried.
Yeah. Let's say around a quarter of them are convinced and ask you to lead them there, because becoming citizen of anything sounds way better than getting killed. But most, but a lot of people are shouting, "What about a large government backing you? Won't they help?"
In oddly familiar voices.
Yeah. It would seem the colonial government is not willing to help at this time.
But
I will be doing everything in my power to end the situation before it gets out of hand. That's why I'm here.
When do the reinforcements come?
They've already come. You've already seen showbiz up in the sky, and I point over to a show-off roll. No, don't mind the smoke coming out of the back of the plane. That's theatrical smoke.
And what, a single guy?
One Lancer is more than enough for an army.
Yeah.
And more showboating out of me now. All right, so we have some refugees who have snuck into Evergreen. We have some who are going to go to Hive Home now. And the rest that are basically entirely in my hands and may die. Yay.
Yeah. But they ask you to lead you, that you lead them there.
Right. I'll go ahead and make the arrangements to do so.
So you won't be joining them and going there?
No, that's what I said. I'm making the arrangements. I'll be leading them over there. I'll have my brand new mech leading the way and flying over, providing protection, while they all shuffle their way over.
So you leave.
It was known as the Trail of Tears.
Yeah. And yeah, I am, of course, informing Cobra and Showbiz of my activities, that I have the Omni Hook, that I'm staying in touch, and that I won't be gone very long.
Okay. Yeah.
They will know exactly what I am doing.
So let's switch to Showbiz. I have to figure out in the book next time if you see anything noteworthy. You see some old abandoned hives.
I like the mechanics of I have to figure out next time, which means that I'm gonna fly over it, I'm gonna note it, I'm gonna land, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna wake up the next morning, I'm gonna get back in the plane. Wait a second.
Maybe you don't find, but basically you see a lot of old abandoned types. You see more subalterns. You're pretty sure that in a very considerable radius around Evergreen, there's no old ship that crash landed.
Right, but I'm spending weeks doing this.
Yeah.
Well, you've cleared a large field of possibility at the very least, and if they're not this close, then the question becomes, where are all these subalterns coming from that he's threatening us with? And you should have at least seen that. Or I think Teal'Chen, you said he may have seen that, so that'll be interesting to know next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's up to you what clues we have and what hooks we have to.
I'm wondering now if that noise was that I would have seen that, or if that was interesting.
Yeah, it's basically it seems like the subalterns come from nowhere, or possibly out of the ground probably out of the ground.
Zombie alterns, got it.
So other hive locations.
Subterranean alterns?
I prefer old subterranean burial grounds. Subaltern burial grounds. Sometimes dead is better.
Can't see it, but I'm giggling.
Ought not have buried that cat.
Showbiz, did you already roll for that?
Roll for what?
For your scouting?
Yeah, it was the charm roll that I made earlier. I told you I accidentally hit click charm instead of show off, but it's the same modifier.
So it's
Yeah, that's why I said before I've already rolled, so declaring declaring the altitude at that point was like okay.
Okay, yeah, now I got it. But basically, I don't think that scouting is really showing off, but 19 still is very impressive.
I'm showing off how well I could do after I boasted about how good I am at it. That's literally the definition of showing off. The trick here is to put me in situations where I can't show off. Like, ha! I can clean latrines like the best of them. I'm showing off. Make me do something that showing off is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I bet I can shoot that apple off the top of your head. Showing off. Oh, roll the one again.
Yeah, but I'm still pretty sure scouting isn't part of that. It's because right then and there you could use it to do everything.
That's literally the point.
Yeah. But that's
I'm
not
gonna
a
show
point.
off and take over this planet with one roll.
Yeah. Basically, I bet you I could take over this planet.
It would be impressive.
Yeah. And that's why it's showing off.
Yeah.
This is why rules need to have at least some definitive weight.
You know how good I am at politics? I bet you I could take over this planet. You just watch me. Showing off. He's a show-off.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's something you do, not And you may look very show-offy while scouting, but it doesn't make you see better.
Yes, but I've already said that's why they called me Eagle Eye back in the Corps. I'm showing off that I've got good eyes by proving that I have good eyes.
Yeah. So, damn. Damn you unexpected questions.
I know, you're kind of at the end of your notes now, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's entirely understandable. I kind of anticipated that.
You mean the notes I forgot, but
exactly.
my problem is you're very good at going off the beaten path. I like it, but it sometimes makes it hard on me.
I do kind of wonder what the campaign book is saying at this point. If it's this large period of empty activity, is it just entirely to like fill this with downtime?
Oh,
or did it expect like more hive attacks?
That would be funny. You will see what's coming up.
Yeah, we'll engage that more critically at another point where it's less of a spoiler. I suppose.
When Evergreen gets totally destroyed, it's all our fault because we spent so many weeks doing downtime actions. Book probably specifically says, offer them downtime actions, but punish them later if they take them.
We spent so long improving Evergreen that when we had to fight it, it beat us up.
So, yeah.
For every week of downtime actions they take, increase the number of forces by X. Offer them as much downtime as they want. Remember to inform them that they're a military organization and probably shouldn't be drinking in the bar making connections. I don't know what I'm referencing.
I haven't done too much drinking. I've mostly just saved half of all the refugees, that's all.
Remember, this is a military organization. They probably shouldn't care about one orphan.
Okay, yeah, I found a correct place. It's probably most of the subalterns come somewhere from the east.
Oh, look at that. What's directly to the east?
Yeah.
I'm glad I said that out loud before I pointed, because I was looking to the west. I was like, a mountain! Wait, that's not right.
Are you sure you mean the east? Because most of them are coming from across the river to the west.
Yeah, but this changes now, and most are coming from the east.
Ooh, okay.
So it used to... And it really seems like they are preparing for an attack on Evergreen, because if you see it as military move, it looks like amassing a force.
Oh my god, I figured it out. We're on Earth.
Wait, what?
We're on Earth! Okay, look at the landmass that Evergreen and Hivehome are on, right? Now, look at it sideways a little bit. That's North America. Florida's been blasted away, so has Mexico. You can see that by those islands there. But otherwise, the shape is right. And look at the continent next to us. That's clearly South America if you cut off the top bit.
This definitely feels like an incredible stretch, I gotta say that.
Oh, well, I mean, we are hundreds of...
I sort of agree, but then, like, any triangle looks like South America.
We are hundreds of thousands of years in the future. Who knows what happened to continental drift after we apparently destroyed...
People still know where Earth is.
We destroyed... Yeah, okay, well, think of it like Star Trek,
it's
right?
Not Battlestar Galactica, it's like, we gotta find the original planet.
How many Earth analogs are in Star Trek, right?
Yeah, but you remember that there still are people on Cradle, like Earth is called right now.
Well, we say that. The government says that there are people on Cradle, but maybe they lost Cradle. What did Mexico do that we had to obliterate them?
You've uncovered the truth, the conspiracy. This is actually the Starship Troopers universe. Earth was overtaken by the bugs.
Well, think of it this way. Why are those alternates coming out of the ground? Because we buried them there after we left them behind.
You blew it up. Damn you.
I'm guessing that the place above South America here is what's left of Europe.
Zero. In the meantime, you escort nearly 1,000 refugees to Haiphong and lead them underground. And you are greeted by quite some rangers, but it's maybe 50 rangers. They didn't expect that much people.
Right. But then again, probably one of those armed rangers is probably more than enough for a rowdy group.
Yeah.
But, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So they meet with you at the entrance. Then what seems like their executive officer says, "Okay, welcome to Haiphong. Everybody listen up. We expect you to follow our laws and we expect you to integrate into society and to adopt our customs. And then you will be given a home. Nobody shall say that we are heartless to those in need. Anybody who doesn't agree, right now is the time to turn around." And the people look at each other and are a little bit unsure what adopting their custom means and the laws, but nobody wants to leave. And then the officer nods and says, "Very well then. You already know the way for several hours through the tunnels to the actual city. Of course, all the refugees following you don't at all. So they seem to get more nervous and nervous as you get deeper underground."
Zero, of course, will try to keep their spirits up and say, like, "Oh yes, I've already been here. It's a very nice place. It's very open. I'm sure you'll all like it." And of course, just try to lower their anxiety about it all.
Yeah. They look at you a little bit. So, what? It's not open here, but they try to relax and adopt your attitude.
Mm-hmm.
After said few hours, you reach Haiphong, and the anxiety of the refugees is replaced by sheer astonishment. So, what? What is this place?
And then the Willy Wonka theme starts playing.
And yeah, they are greeted by some people and split into groups and led into their new home. And the officer looks at you and says, "Commander Tür wants to speak with you."
Very well. I'll be happy to see him.
Does somebody remember his name? Tür Orta? Otto?
It's been a bit. I don't think I wrote it down anywhere, which is unfortunate. Oh dear. Yeah, it's way back to
Yeah, Otto. Tür Otto.
Okay. So, I go and see him, greet him politely.
And it's
Good
not
to see
sure
you
it's
again.
Ilya, but whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. Welcome back. I'd like to have an in-person update what's happening above ground. It seems conditions are worsening.
So far, it looks like the subalterns are continuing to mobilize, and it actually seems like they might be coming from the east soon. They might actually be planning an attack on Evergreen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you have rough numbers? How many subalterns?
I don't think you gave us any kind of like real rough numbers to go with, so I'll just say,
yeah,
I'll like give them like my rough estimate, I suppose.
Yeah, it's in the thousands already.
Right, thousands. Thousands is definitely more of an army than we can deal with, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks quite grim, I'm afraid.
And how is the refugee situation?
Evergreen is certainly overflowing with them already, and the colonial government still does not want to assist them too greatly. I think even if they did, they'll end up surrounded, and anyone there could very well die if the best possible defense is not put on. I've only seen I've seen a large number of defenses, but even with the few Lancers that we have right now, and the walls of Evergreen, I'm not sure how that's going to fare against a few thousand subalterns with freshly printed weapons.
Yeah.
The only solution I could see is a strike at the head. But barring that, I might have to actually recommend they evacuate once they see the numbers, assuming they aren't too stubborn to listen to reason and choose to fight to the death for it. I don't know. I haven't really gotten too good of a read on the new colonial defenders that arrived. They're very business oriented.
New defenders?
Yes, the colonial government had some of its own sent in, supposedly to supplement us. I suppose the situation warranted it after a bit.
Anything else that happened above ground we should be aware of?
I think Jan, remind me, did I actually ask them about the other continental city at some point?
No, you never did.
I thought I did, and they didn't know, is what I think I remember, but that's probably wrong.
Did you do that? I don't. I mean, the others may chime in, but I don't remember you asking.
If not, I might share with them a little bit of that information. That there does in fact seem to be another city on this planet, and it appears to have some sort of religious-oriented leadership.
He looks at you like, so a little bit like, yeah, I know, but how do you know? So, yeah, so you've been over there, or how did you find out?
Satellite imagery.
And satellite imagery tells you about.
Well, we also took a little trip.
Okay. Yeah.
They have a very good poor night out there, according to the report I read.
He looks at me. What's a poor night?
Well, you
Okay.
see. Maybe I'll make one for you later.
Okay. Yeah. But basically, when I was young, is it 40 years big? 42? We had trade relations with the other continent. And there was Santelus, you've basically encountered more or less, and the Ben Honore, and damn it, give my old memory a second. How was the other big? Bella Costa on the other continent. And on our continent, there was the city of Laguna, and Laguna was our port to the other continent. But Laguna got overrun by the machine 40 years back.
Ah, I see.
And we have been at war with the machine ever since. And lost contact to the other continent.
Zero will nod. I only managed to take a small plane out in that direction. But we decided not to make contact yet. I assume once we reestablish some of your territory, it'd probably be easier to make arrangements for contact.
Yeah, I mean, we assumed that most of the continent was overrun by the machine and thus in enemy control. So there still being humans is indeed new for us.
They do seem to still be mostly human. There are some military subalterns. And while I don't think the citizens there like them a whole lot, I think it's more that they don't like their military in general. So I spin to at least my suspicions that Kingwatcher hasn't taken over their society or anything of that sort. At least, it does not appear that way. Speaking of the subalterns, though, what I think we've noticed in our scouting is that some of them might actually be coming from underground. And you've mentioned that you've already lost some territories and a port even in that direction. My suspicion is that they might be using some of your former tunnels then to filter in their forces.
He points to his version of the red map has a little bit more underground tunnels, but there are way more tunnels than they could explore in a lifetime. This is around here is around here is what we call Egregore Cross, and it was besieged by the machine for years, but in the last few weeks it grew very silent there. And what you tell me might be an explanation for them not attacking us anymore.
And of course they've taken it over and they're using it as a new forward location.
No, we still hold Egregore Cross.
Oh, you do still. They just haven't reported. I see.
Yeah. No, they haven't attacked. The machine. And that it's good and bad for us. I mean, I do like the time of quiet and my rangers can relax for a bit. But it also means our allied cities do want to retreat from Egregore Cross because they don't see the machine as their problem anymore. And
Right, I see.
so yeah, it's a cursed gift. And I pretty much hear once Evergreen falls, that a machine will be back in full force and maybe even stronger because yeah, there's additional infrastructure in Evergreen it could use to wage its war.
Right, that wouldn't bode well for anyone at all. So I would definitely prefer Evergreen not falling into their hands if possible. But as I've said, the situation does seem grim. Unless we can form some sort of coordinated plan against these subalterns. We have the map, we know their vague activity, and now we just need to figure out what to do about it. If anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In the current situation, I can't withdraw any of my rangers because I have to fear the withdrawal of our allies at any day. And yeah, without them and with only part of our forces, we would never be able to hold a York. And that would spell doom for us if we lose that.
Well, my Lancer team is still on standby. If you see some kind of opening that we can exploit, some way that we can stem their tide, I'm listening.
I don't know. It's that's yeah, basically the machine is endless, and I I don't know how to win the. And I fear we may win all the battles and still lose the war.
Doom and gloom all around, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll continue to try to find more information. I think that's the current goal.
So.
Evergreen will undoubtedly continue to dig in. I doubt the colonial forces will choose to do anything other.
Yeah.
So now I have to like go into my own brain here, like add a character and go. So we have these nearly unlimited number of thousands robotic forces coming out from all angles. Where are they coming from? How can we stop them? And we don't know. This is a difficult question. This is a difficult situation for sure. So yeah, I'm not sure how to proceed from there immediately, if that's fine to say. Turns out, full robotic destruction is, complicated.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess we might, return to scouting at some point.
So, Ilya continues. So yeah, but if I got you right, you will help us if we see a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These, machines pose too much of a threat to all the other inhabitants of this planet.
Then I will inform you once I see any chance. And I would appreciate the sharing of intel. Because, yeah, our lives depend on what happens above ground. but we don't have many eyes above ground.
Of course. I'll try to continue to keep you informed for now, and make sure that we can coordinate our forces. And I appreciate all the assistance so far.
Well, yes.
Yeah. And as far as cliffhangers go, that's about the point I would normally end it myself. I'm not sure where else to go with that conversation for now, other than wrapping it up.
Then he nods and says, hopefully we see us in under better circumstances next time. Good hunting.
Good luck to you as well. Alright, so Zero will begin his excursion home.
Yeah, you have to do this on your own, so no escort, but
Yep,
I
no
guess
escort, just my Omnihook radio, the vague map, and the direction. I'll hit the river
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. And on your way back, you will see some more subalterns also approaching the city. But if I remember correctly, you can fly, right?
That is correct.
So yeah, you can just fly overhead. And
Yep, later, suckers. Ambushes, what are those?
so,
Alright.
so I'm looking at the clock, and I'm not sure if I shall start the next beat because we got 45 minutes for me. Then it's midnight.
Right, that's correct.
So it's. Oh yeah, and also you got a follow-up game, right? So
Yep, in 45 minutes, yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
We still got stuff done even without notes, so this went pretty well, I think.
Yeah, the questions you threw with notes. I mean, I have to pick that specific thing, and yeah, you reached a very freeform point in the timeline. But stuff will happen at the beginning of next session, and I'd like to use the time for feedback. Wait. So.
I think, like you said, this is a very free-form part of it. We've been popping, apparently, curveballs at you, which, sorry about that.
No, I mean, if I'm something... I hope I'm not sounding too whiny about it. It's more like, please understand me, I have to figure this out.
It's okay, I understand. I've been there a lot. Like, anytime, like, I have to run out of a module, I'm just like, alright, time to, like, literally memorize these 20 pages before I have to perform it for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, but...
So that's always fun. And like you said, we hopped around. We got our sneak peek at, like, apparently the second half of the campaign over here. It's probably unlikely that they're going to be able to fit into, like, this part of the campaign, I suppose. Like, we can't, like, say, hey, let's actually send an envoy over there and ask them to send military help to fight the robots. It's like, that 100% would be, like, the biggest curveball ever to any plans, wouldn't it?
No comment. No look behind
comment.
the curtain. But yeah, I basically prepared for you scouting way more ahead on the other continent. I didn't anticipate that you would go into a city and basically go back.
Right. I always take, like, a very overly cautious approach to everything. I literally just didn't want to tip our hands and, like, get caught by, like, uber fascist religious cultists who hate all outsiders and are preparing a military attack that they don't want to leak or something. I don't want like some surprise to happen where it's like, and now we're stuck here and can't go back. Whoops.
Yeah. Maybe they are Uber-fascists. You didn't figure out what their church is about exactly.
I mean, it's sounding that way. I'm getting kind of scared, so I backed out of that madness, and I'll deal with it later with fire.
But yeah, but I also say, feel free to continue to be so freeform. Just be a little understanding. Yeah, I know what you've been so far. It's fine. I mean, it's part of the fun of roleplay to be able to do this shit.
Yeah.
Deviate from the script, which no computer game can allow you because players do always things you never anticipate.
So what I'd like to do next is turn the entire planet into a spaceship. It's got plenty of holes in it for fuel already. But yeah, the only part that I have more a critical thought on would be like the scouting we're trying to do, where it seems really, really, really hard to find information on these robots. And it doesn't seem like the campaign has a lot of headway or information to hand out until stuff happens yet. That's the feeling I'm getting. Like there's just actually not a lot written down to find. Maybe there is, and we're missing it, and we're all actually just not scouts, and that's really bad right now. So I've mostly been focusing on like the people crisis, which I know I can solve.
Yeah.
It's gone pretty well actually, so I'm happy still.
The book contains quite a lot of information, but it's super badly organized, extremely bad. Like it's got those beats. Like I was saying, traditional campaigns have strict path. This thing doesn't have the strict path, but beats are stuff that happens, and you can react to that. You can ignore that, and there are even beats where you don't have to be there for them to happen. And yeah, you got to the freaking other continent before a lot of beats happened, and I was figuring out, okay, what's this continent
what's their
like?
status quo prior to that? Yeah.
It's fuck. I mean, I figured out it somehow, but it's not like here's the city, overview about the city. No, to get an overview about a city, you have to read through all that fucking beats and glance it all together, and then you have to read the background in the back of the book, and then you have to go back to the timeline in the beginning of the book, and then I got something like a picture. So
yeah, I think for just like your sake and for how difficult reading this stuff seems, we'll push off from that continent for a little while.
yeah, but now I read that continent and know 80% what you need to know right now. I mean, I skipped the part that will happen even later, but I even know stuff, some stuff that will happen even later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now I know. Now I'm better prepared.
Yay. You guys got anything?
No, not really.
I've been enjoying the game though.
Yeah. My English is slowly failing me because I'm getting tired. It's my other role-playing group on Tuesdays is now finished. We reached the finale of the campaign, and we won't start another group for the time. That means sometimes, but not every week, I would be able to pull additional stuff on Wednesdays because then now I've got more time for preparing shit. If you're up to that and somewhat spontaneous, we can put in some additional Wednesdays, depending on how fast I am with prepping. If you would like that.
Interesting.
So, and I don't know how my microphone sounds Teta always says it's like I'm in a bathroom. This Wednesday sessions would then, of course, be with my laptop and this microphone I have right now.
It sounded okay to me today. Like, it was definitely a little bit different, but I don't see any quality problems with it, I think. Theta?
No, I already talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Theta helped me testing. So yeah,
All right.
I mean, I already talked about it before. I like your creativity as group. I mean,
Yay.
groups are different, but I like creativity.
I try my best.
And
well.
I'd like to thank you for like the tree clearing you suggested. You know, whenever I had my idea about how to help out the refugees, and you took my idea, gave me the same effect, but did it in such a way that it would work with the way the NPCs thought. I'm glad you could do that for me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty. So for now, I think I'll go take a little bit of rest before the next game, and let you go get some sleep.
Yeah, sleep well.
Yeah. I will be awake for a little bit, but if you have some questions. But thank you and see you this Sunday.
Okie doke. See ya.